From Zero to, written by Gardinski. Narrated by Microsoft Azure. From Zero to Financially Free. The Self-Taught Pro's Roadmap to Mastering Your Money, Building a Passive Income Machine, and Escaping the Rat Race Forever. Written by Gardinski. Introduction. The myth of the paycheck. From the moment you entered the workforce, you were sold a story. It is a powerful, pervasive, and deeply flawed story that has trapped billions of people in a cycle of quiet desperation. It is the myth of the paycheck. The story goes like this. You go to school, you get a good job, you work hard for 40 years, you collect your bi-weekly paycheck, and you hope that somehow, by the time you're 65, you'll have saved enough to maybe, just maybe, enjoy a few years of freedom before you die. In this model, your life is a linear equation. Your time is traded for money. The only way to make more money is to trade more of your time. You are living in a state of paycheck dependency. You are trapped in the rat race. You see a world of rising costs, stagnant wages, and economic uncertainty, and you feel a growing sense of anxiety. You follow the rules, but it feels like you're just treading water. The dream of financial freedom feels like a fantasy, a privilege reserved for the lucky few. This is a complete and total lie. Financial freedom is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of architecture. It is not the result of a high income. It is the result of a system. It is a simple, learnable, and achievable engineering project. Welcome to From Zero to Financially Free. This is not a book of get-rich-quick schemes or penny-pinching frugality tips. This is a practical, step-by-step roadmap for architecting your own personal economy. We will treat your journey to financial freedom not as a hopeful dream, but as a systematic architectural project. First, we will demolish the myth of the paycheck and install the powerful capital allocator mindset. We will give you the simple, unbreakable, and often brutal mathematical laws that govern the creation of all wealth. Next, we will give you the tactical, hands-on playbooks for the three core engines of your financial machine: the offense, the defense, and most importantly, the investment engine. It's time to stop trading your time for money. It is time to start building an asset that will buy back your time. The system is learnable. The path to escaping the rat race forever begins now. Part I, the foundation. The architecture of a wealthy mind case. File 01. The architect's mindset. You are not a spender. You are a capital allocator. Before you open your first budget spreadsheet, we must perform the most profound and most profitable identity shift of your entire life. The number one reason that most people fail to build wealth, regardless of their income, is that they are operating with the wrong identity. They are a spender or a saver. A spender sees money as a tool for immediate gratification. A saver is a spender who feels guilty. They see money as a scarce resource to be hoarded and protected. Both of these identities are locked in a paycheck-to-paycheck mindset. You're not here to be a spender or a saver. You are here to be a capital allocator. This is a non-negotiable and game-changing distinction that a capital allocator is the CEO of their own personal economy, me incorporated. They see every single dollar that comes into their possession not as a tool for consumption, but as a worker. Every dollar is a tiny employee with one job: to go out into the world and bring back more dollars. The primary job of the capital allocator is to make the single, most intelligent investment decision for every single dollar they control. This is a shift from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. The spender gets a $1,000 bonus and asks, "What can I buy?" The capital allocator gets a $1,000 bonus and asks, "What is the highest and best use of this capital to increase the long-term value of my enterprise?" The saver sees their money sitting in a savings account and feels a sense of security. The capital allocator sees their money sitting in a savings account and sees an army of lazy, unemployed workers. When you adopt the capital allocator mindset, your entire relationship with money is re-architected. You're no longer a passive participant in the economy. You are an active owner of it. Your primary focus is not on your paycheck. It is on your balance sheet and the growth of your asset column. That an asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. The entire game of financial freedom is to use the income from your job to systematically and relentlessly acquire income-producing assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, a side business, until the passive income from your assets is greater than your monthly expenses as you work through this roadmap. This new identity must be your North Star. You are the CEO of Me Incorporated, and you're making strategic capital allocation decisions to build a powerful, resilient, and ultimately freedom-generating enterprise. Case File 02. The unbreakable law of the gap. The simple, brutal math of financial freedom. You are now a capital allocator. Your goal is to build a machine that generates financial freedom. To architect this machine, you must first understand the simple, powerful, and often brutally honest physics that govern it. The entire complex world of personal finance can be distilled down to one single, unbreakable law. This is the law of the gap. The amateur, in their quest for wealth, focuses on one thing and one thing only: income. The architect of wealth knows that your income is only one half of the equation. The single most important number in your entire financial life is the gap, the space between what you earn and what you spend. The gap blueprint. The size of your gap is a more powerful predictor of your future wealth than the size of your paycheck. The law. What you earn minus what you spend equals the gap, the unbreakable truth. This gap is the seed corn for your entire financial future. It is the raw material you will use to acquire the income-producing assets that will one day set you free. The savings rate, metric, your true measure of progress. The best way to measure the power of your gap is your savings rate. The formula: the gap divided by your total income times 100. The example: person A earns $200,000 a year and spends $180,000 a year. Their gap is $20,000. Their savings rate is 10%. Person B earns $80,000 a year and spends $40,000 a year. Their gap is $40,000. Their savings rate is 50%. Who will achieve financial freedom first? It's not even close. Person B is on a dramatically accelerated timeline because their savings rate is 5 times higher. The time to freedom equation. There's a simple, powerful, and direct mathematical relationship between your savings rate and the number of years it will take you to reach financial independence. A 10% savings rate equals approximately 51 years of work. A 25% savings rate equals approximately 28 years of work. A 50% savings rate equals approximately 15 years of work. A 75% savings rate equals approximately 7 years of work. The 2 levers of the architect. This gives you, the architect, 2 and only 2 levers to pull. Lever 1, the offense: increase your income. Lever 2, the defense: optimize your spending. The amateur focuses on only one of these levers. The architect understands that the magic happens when you pull both levers simultaneously. Case File 03. The 4 stages of wealth. A jargon-free blueprint for financial solvency to abundance. The journey to financial freedom is not a single, monolithic leap. It is a series of distinct, achievable, and psychologically important stages. The amateur often feels overwhelmed because their only goal is the final, distant destination of retirement. The architect knows that a great journey requires a great map. This 4 stages of wealth blueprint is your map. The 4 stages blueprint. Stage 1, financial solvency, the servile stage. The definition: you are solvent when your income is greater than your expenses and you are not accumulating new debt. The feeling: you're treading water. You are still 100% dependent on your next paycheck, but you are not going backwards. The architectural goal: budgeting and tracking your spending. Stage 2, financial stability, the fortress stage. The definition: you have built your financial fortress. This means you have 0 consumer debt and a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months' worth of your essential living expenses. The feeling: this is the first true taste of freedom and security. You have a moat. The architectural goal: debt demolition and systematic saving. Stage 3, financial independence, the crossover point. The definition: this is the ultimate goal. You have reached financial independence when the passive income generated by your investments is equal to or greater than your annual living expenses. The feeling, you are now work optional. You have bought back your time. The architectural goal, relentlessly and systematically investing the gap between your income and your expenses. Stage 4, financial abundance, the legacy stage. The definition, you have reached financial abundance when your passive income is significantly greater than your living expenses. The feeling, you have the resources to not only fund your own life, but to be outrageously generous and build true generational wealth. The architectural goal, to continue to allow your investment machine to compound. This 4-stage map is your new reality. Your first job is to perform a simple, honest diagnostic. Which stage are you in right now? By knowing your starting point, you can now focus all of your energy on the architectural steps required to graduate to the next level. Case File 04. The Financial Command Center. The minimalist guide to the apps and accounts you actually need. You are the CEO of Me Incorporated. But every CEO needs a command center, a simple, clear dashboard that gives them a real-time view of their enterprise's health. The world of financial technology is a confusing, overwhelming jungle of 1,000 different apps and platforms. The amateur, in a fit of tool-seeking, signs up for a dozen different apps. They're spending more time managing their apps than managing their money. The architect of wealth knows that complexity is the enemy of execution. You do not need a dozen different tools. You need a simple, minimalist, and ruthlessly efficient financial stack. The Minimalist Financial Stack Blueprint, Component 1. The Spending Hub, your bank. The goal, a simple, low-fee, and user-friendly place to manage your day-to-day cash flow. The architecture, you only need 2 accounts at one institution, a free checking account and a high-yield savings account. The automation mandate, you will set up an automatic, recurring transfer from your checking to your savings that happens the day after you get paid. Component 2. The tracking hub, your mission control. The goal, a single centralized dashboard that gives you a complete, real-time, bird's-eye view of your entire financial life. The tool, a free aggregator app like Mint or Personal Capital. The magic, you will securely link all of your financial accounts to this one app. The CEO mandate, this is your CEO dashboard. You will check this dashboard once a week to track your spending, categorize your expenses, and watch your net worth grow. Component 3. The investing hub, your growth engine. The goal, a simple, low-cost, and reliable place to build your long-term, passive investment portfolio. The tool, a low-cost brokerage account at one of the big 3, Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab. This separate and sacred mandate, your investing account is not your checking account. It is a separate, sacred space. Money should flow in on a regular, automated schedule, and it should almost never come out. That's it. This simple, 3-part stack is the entire professional-grade command center you need to architect your journey to financial freedom. It is simple, it is powerful, and it is built for the long term. Part 2. The Offense Protocol. Maximizing your income. Case File 05. The Career Engine. A system for maximizing your 9 to 5 income. You are an architect, and you have 2 primary levers to pull to widen the gap between your income and your expenses. The first and most powerful of these levers is your offense. Your offense is your ability to increase your income. For the vast majority of people, the single biggest and most important asset they have is their primary career. A 10% raise at your 9 to 5 job is often a faster and more significant way to increase your gap. The year of extreme, painful frugality. The amateur employee treats their career in a passive, reactive way. They do their job, they hope for a small, annual cost of living raise, and they wait to be promoted. The architect of wealth treats their career like a business. Me Incorporated, their job is not just to do the work. Their job is to systematically and relentlessly increase the market value of the services they provide. The high ROI career blueprint. The top performer mandate. The unbreakable law. The prerequisite for any significant increase in income is to be exceptionally good at your job. You must be in the top 10% of performers on your team. The architecture. You must go beyond your job description. You will become a proactive problem solver for your boss. You will use the managing up protocols to make their life easier. The skill stacking protocol. The goal: to systematically add high-value, in-demand skills to your personal stack. The T-shaped model. You will not just get better at your core job. You will add valuable, adjacent skills. If you're a great engineer, you will learn the fundamentals of public speaking. If you're a great marketer, you will learn the fundamentals of data analysis, the salary negotiation mandate, the amateur's mistake, accepting the first salary offer, the architect's protocol. You must become a professional, data-driven negotiator. The market data research. You will use sites like Glassdoor to know what the market rate is for your role. The brag sheet. You will keep a running evidence dossier of your accomplishments, quantifying your wins. The ask. You will schedule a meeting, present your evidence, and make a confident, data-backed case for a significant raise. The job-hopping leverage, the ultimate accelerant. The harsh reality. The single, fastest, and most effective way to dramatically increase your income in the modern corporate world is to change jobs every 2 to 4 years. The rationale: an internal promotion will often come with a 5 to 10% raise. A new job offer from an external company will often come with a 15 to 30% increase. The always be looking mindset. Even if you're happy in your current role, you should be taking an interview with another company at least once a year. This is about being a smart CEO of Me Incorporated. By architecting your career with this proactive, business-like approach, you're taking control of the single biggest lever in your financial life. Case File 06. The Side Hustle Launchpad, a playbook for building your first active, secondary income stream. You have optimized your 9 to 5 career. You have pulled the first and most powerful lever of your offense protocol. Now, it is time to add a second engine to your income-generating machine. It is time to build your first side hustle. That a side hustle is not just a way to make a little extra cash. It is a profound architectural shift in your financial life. It is your first crucial step away from a single point of failure and toward a more resilient financial future. The amateur, when they think of a side hustle, often thinks of low leverage, time for money gigs, like driving for a ride-sharing service. The architect of wealth is looking to build a high-leverage, active, secondary income stream. The best and most accessible model for this is freelancing. The freelance side hustle blueprint. Step 1. The monetize your 9 to 5 mandate. The unbreakable law. The fastest, easiest, and most profitable way to start a freelance side hustle is to take the single, most valuable skill you already use in your 9 to 5 job and offer it as a service to other businesses. The why. You already have proof of competence. You are an expert. Your employer has paid for your training. The action. You will take one of the 0 to Ready roadmaps from this series and you will implement its career engine section as a side hustle. Step 2. The low-risk launch protocol. The mandate. You will not quit your day job. The time-blocking protocol. You will dedicate a small, consistent, and protected block of time to your side hustle, perhaps 5 hours a week. Step 3. The one client goal. The goal. Your initial goal is not to build a 6-figure business. Your initial goal is to land one single, high-quality, paying client. The rationale. Your first client is the ultimate proof of concept. The portfolio of one launchpad. You will use the portfolio of one and the value first pitch protocol from your chosen roadmap to hunt for this first client. Step 4. The reinvestment engine. The mandate. The income from your side hustle is not fun money. It is investment capital. 100% of the profit from your side hustle will be directly invested into your freedom fund. The rationale. This is the ultimate accelerant for your financial freedom timeline. You're taking active income and using it to buy passive income. Why architecting a simple, skill-based freelance side hustle? You're doing more than just making extra money. You are building a second, powerful pillar for your financial life. Case File 07. The passive income blueprint. Deconstructing the 4 main types of money machines. You have your career engine. You have your active side hustle engine. You're now a master of generating active income. The final and most magical stage in your evolution as a capital allocator is to become a master of passive income. Passive income is the holy grail. It is the money that your assets earn for you 24 hours a day, even while you're sleeping. It is the income that is decoupled from your time. The entire goal of financial freedom is to build a passive income machine that is large enough to cover your living expenses. The amateur is often confused by the term passive income, believing it means money for nothing. The architect knows that passive income is about a front-loaded investment of time or money to build or buy an asset that will then generate income with very little ongoing effort. The four primary passive income blueprints: the investment engine, owning businesses; the asset, a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds; the upfront work, earning the money to invest and setting up your automated system. How it's passive. Once the system is built, it is almost completely passive. The thousands of companies you own are working, growing, and generating profits for you. The rationale. This is the most accessible, most passive, and most scalable money machine for the vast majority of people. The intellectual property engine, creating and owning content. The asset, your own original creative work that can be sold over and over again. The upfront work, the intense, front-loaded work of writing a book, creating an online course, or producing a YouTube channel. How it's passive. Once a book is published, it can generate royalties for decades. A YouTube video made 5 years ago can still be earning revenue today. The rationale. This is the creator economy model we are architecting for our own financial freedom. The real estate engine, owning property. The asset, a physical property that you rent out to tenants. The upfront work, saving for a down payment and finding a good deal. How it's passive. Every month, your tenant pays you rent, which covers your mortgage and expenses. Over time, your tenant is paying off your mortgage for you. The rationale. This is a classic, time-tested, but more capital-intensive path to wealth. The automated business engine. The asset, a business designed to run without your direct, daily involvement. The upfront work, the intense work of building the business and, crucially, architecting the systems and hiring the team to run those systems. How it's passive. You're no longer the doer. You are the owner. The rationale. This is the journey from a freelance side hustle to a true, scalable agency. Your architectural mission is clear. You will use the active income from your career and side hustle as the fuel. You will then relentlessly pour that fuel into building and acquiring assets in these four categories. This is the blueprint for your money machine. Part 3. The Defense Protocol. Optimizing your spending case, File 08. The Automated Savings Mandate. The unbreakable law of paying yourself. First, you have architected your offense. You have a plan to maximize your income. Now, we must architect your defense. Your defense is your system for optimizing your spending. A great offense can be completely undermined by a weak defense. It does not matter how much money you earn if you spend it all. The amateur, when it comes to saving money, uses a flawed, leftover strategy. They pay all of their bills, they spend on their lifestyle, and then they hope to save whatever is left over. This is a strategy that is based on willpower, and it is almost guaranteed to fail. The architect of wealth knows a profound secret. They do not treat saving as an afterthought. They treat it as their single, most important, non-negotiable expense. This is the unbreakable law of paying yourself first. The Pay Yourself First blueprint. The architecture of this system is designed to completely remove willpower, discipline, and even memory from the act of saving and investing. You will build an automated machine that saves your money for you. Step 1. The 4 savings architecture. The mandate. You will not wait until the end of the month to save. The money for your future self must be taken out of your paycheck before you ever have a chance to touch it. The 401k automation. The first and most powerful move is to automate your retirement savings directly from your paycheck. This money never even touches your checking account. It is an invisible, painless form of forced savings. Step 2. The day after payday automation. The mandate. For all of your other savings and investment goals, you will set up an automated, recurring transfer from your checking account. The timing is critical. You will schedule this transfer to happen on the day after your direct deposit hits. The rationale: this is a crucial psychological hack. You're taking the money for your future self out when your balance is at its highest, not its lowest. Step 3. The separate and sacred accounts. The mandate: your savings and investment accounts must be separate from your daily spending account. The architecture: you will have 3 distinct buckets: your checking account, the operating account, your high-yield savings account, the emergency fund, and your brokerage account, the freedom fund. The live on the rest philosophy: once this automated system is in place, your personal finance becomes beautifully simple. The money for your retirement is gone before you see it. The money for your investments is transferred out. The money left in your checking account is now yours to spend, completely guilt-free. You're not saving what's left after spending. You are spending what's left after saving. Case File 09. The Big 3 Audit. How to save thousands by optimizing housing, transportation, and food. You have automated your savings. You are now ready to optimize your spending. The amateur focuses on the small, insignificant stuff. They spend hours clipping coupons. They feel guilty about buying a latte. The architect of wealth knows the 80-20 rule of spending. Approximately 70 to 80% of the average person's budget is consumed by 3, and only 3, major categories. These are the big 3: housing, transportation, and food. Your job is not to be a penny-pinching miser on the small stuff. Your job is to be a ruthless, architectural optimizer of the big 3. A single, smart, one-time decision in one of these categories can save you more money than a lifetime of skipping lattes. The Big 3 Audit Blueprint. The housing lever. The reality: this is the single biggest expense for most people. The house hacking mandate. The single most powerful, life-altering financial move you can make is to reduce or eliminate your housing cost. The classic hack: you buy a duplex, live in one unit, and rent out the other. Your tenants are now paying your mortgage for you. The roommate hack: rent a 2-bedroom apartment instead of a 1-bedroom. The location audit. Are you paying a premium to live in a trendy neighborhood when you could live 10 minutes away and save $500 a month? The transportation lever. The reality: a car is the second biggest expense, not because of the payment, but because of insurance, gas, maintenance, and depreciation. The total cost of ownership mandate. Never make a car buying decision based on the monthly payment. The used car protocol. The single best way to optimize this category is to buy a reliable 3 to 5-year-old used car. A new car loses a massive percentage of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. The one-car audit. If you're in a 2-person household with 2 cars, do you really need 2? The food lever. The reality: this is the category with the most leakage. The restaurant audit. For 1 month, track every single dollar you spend on restaurants and takeout. The number will likely shock you. The cook-at-home mandate. The single most effective way to optimize this category is to cook more of your own meals. The 80-20 food rule. Architect a system where you cook 80% of your meals at home and enjoy the other 20% out at restaurants. Guilt-free. WY focusing your defensive energy on making a few big architectural decisions in these big 3 categories. You can dramatically and permanently lower your cost of living. This will massively widen your gap. Case File 10. The Conscious Spending System. A simple, guilt-free framework for enjoying your money. You are now playing a world-class financial defense. You have a massive gap, but a new, insidious problem can arise. You can become a miser. You can start to feel guilt and anxiety about every dollar you spend. This is not financial freedom. It is a golden cage. The amateur, in their quest for savings, adopts a mindset of deprivation. The architect of wealth knows that a budget based on deprivation is destined to fail. The architect's goal is not to eliminate spending. It is to align their spending with their values. You will create a conscious spending plan. The conscious spending blueprint. After your automated savings and investments are taken care of, you will divide the rest of your monthly spendable income into 4 simple buckets. Fixed costs, the must-haves. The definition: these are your non-negotiable, recurring monthly expenses. The examples: rent, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments. The goal: to keep these as low as possible. Savings goals, the future. The definition: this is the money for your short-term savings goals. The examples: saving for a vacation or a down payment. The mandate: this money should also be automatically transferred to a separate account. Guilt-free spending, the fun bucket. The definition: this is the most important part of the system. This is a specific predetermined amount of money that you are required to spend 100% guilt-free on the things you love. The value audit: you will first ask yourself, what are the 1 to 2 things I value most, the things I am happy to spend extravagantly on? For one person, this might be travel. For another, dining out. The mandate: you will allocate a generous portion of your money to this bucket, and you must spend it. Everything else, the optimized bucket. The definition: this is for all the other miscellaneous day-to-day spending. The ruthless optimization mandate: this is the one and only area where you'll be a ruthless optimizer. Cut costs in the areas you don't care about in order to free up more money for the areas you do care about. This conscious spending system is the architectural blueprint for a rich life. It is a system that allows you to simultaneously build wealth at a rapid pace while also spending extravagantly on the things that truly matter to you. Case File 11. The Debt Demolition Engine. A step-by-step playbook for becoming debt-free. There is a powerful, silent, and destructive force that can completely sabotage your journey to financial freedom. It is high-interest consumer debt. Credit card debt, personal loans, and high-interest car loans are the financial equivalent of trying to run a marathon with a 100-pound weight chained to your ankle. The architect of wealth knows that eliminating high-interest debt is one of the single best, guaranteed investments they can possibly make. Paying off a credit card with a 20% interest rate is the equivalent of getting a 20% risk-free, guaranteed return on your money. The Debt Snowball Blueprint: you will not just try to pay off your debt. You will attack it with a systematic, focused plan. The most effective method is the debt snowball. Step 1. The ceasefire mandate. The rule: you must immediately stop accumulating new, high-interest debt. You will switch to a cash or debit-only system. Step 2. The battlefield map. The action: you will list out every single one of your consumer debts. The snowball order: you will now arrange this list from the smallest balance to the largest balance, regardless of the interest rate. Step 3. The focused assault. The architecture: you will continue to make the minimum monthly payment on all of your debts, except for the smallest one. You will take every single extra dollar you can find and you will throw at your single, smallest debt. Step 4. The snowball effect, the momentum. The action: soon, you will have completely paid off your first, smallest debt. This is a massive psychological victory. The magic: you will now take the entire amount you were paying on that eliminated debt, and you will add that amount to the minimum payment of the next smallest debt on your list. The result: you have created a snowball. As you pay off each debt, the size of your monthly debt demolition payment grows larger and larger. The debt snowball is a masterpiece of behavioral architecture. It is designed to create a series of quick, motivating wins that build the psychological momentum you need to see the journey through to its final, liberating conclusion. Part 4. The Investment Engine. Building Your Freedom Machine. Case File 12. The Passive Investor Mandate. The simple, proven by the haystack strategy: you are now playing a world-class financial defense. You have automated your savings, optimized your spending, and have a clear plan to demolish your high-interest debt. You have successfully widened the gap, and you now have a significant amount of capital ready to be deployed each month. This is the moment to build your freedom machine. This is your investment portfolio, the engine that will work for you 24/7 to grow your wealth and generate the passive income that will one day buy your freedom. The amateur investor fall for the myth of the Wall Street genius. They believe their job is to be a brilliant stock picker. This is a gambler's mindset, and it is a game that is almost impossible to win. The architect of wealth knows a simple and profoundly liberating truth. The single, most effective investment strategy for the vast majority of people is to not play the game at all. You will adopt a simple, powerful, and almost boring strategy of passive investing. The haystack blueprint Revisited. This is a direct application of the core principles we established in the From Zero to Investor Roadmap. The mandate. You will not try to find the needle in the haystack. You will simply buy the entire haystack. The tool. You will do this by investing in a small, curated portfolio of low-cost, broad market index funds. The rationale. By buying an index fund, you're buying a tiny fractional share of hundreds or even thousands of the world's greatest companies. You are not betting on a single company. You are making a long-term, diversified bet on the continued growth of the entire global economy. The three-fund portfolio, the global haystack. This is the simple, elegant, and good enough for life portfolio that you will build in your brokerage account, that a U.S. total stock market index fund, that an international total stock market index fund, that a total bond market index fund. The automation mandate. You will not try to time the market. You will set up an automated, recurring investment in your brokerage account that will automatically buy these three funds for you in your predetermined allocation every single month. This simple, passive, and automated investment strategy is the architectural masterpiece of modern personal finance. It is a system designed to capture the full, compounding power of the global economy with the lowest possible cost, effort, and the highest probability of long-term success. Case File 13. The Tax Advantage Fortress, a simple guide to your 401k and Roth IRA. You have your investment engine. Now, you must build a fortress around it. In the world of investing, the single biggest enemy that will try to steal your returns is taxes. Over a lifetime of investing, this tax drag can consume hundreds of thousands of dollars of your wealth. The architect of wealth knows that they must use every legal and ethical tool at their disposal to protect their growing fortune. The most powerful tools the government has given you for this are your tax advantage retirement accounts. The Tax Fortress Blueprint, Revisited Weapon 1. The 401k. The superpower, the employer match. This is a non-negotiable. You must contribute enough to get the full match. It is a 50 to 100% risk-free return. Weapon 2. The Roth IRA. The superpower, tax-free growth and withdrawals. A Roth IRA is the single most powerful wealth-building account in existence for a long-term investor. The ability to withdraw every single dollar in retirement, completely tax-free, is a gift of almost unimaginable value. The Waterfall Investment Priority Protocol. You will fund these accounts in a specific hierarchical order to maximize your tax advantages. Step 1. Contribute to your 401k up to the full employer match. Step 2. Fully fund your Roth IRA up to the annual maximum. Step 3. Go back and contribute more to your 401k up to its annual maximum. Step 4. Only after you have maxed out both accounts will you then invest any remaining capital in your standard, taxable brokerage account. WY architecting your investment plan with this simple, tax-aware waterfall. You are not just investing. You are investing with maximum efficiency. You are building a powerful fortress that will shield your compounding wealth from the corrosive effects of taxes. Case File 14. The 4% Rule Blueprint. The simple math to know your freedom number, your automated, tax-advantaged, and globally diversified investment machine is now running. But every great engineering project needs a clear, measurable, and well-defined finish line. What is the target? How much capital does your machine need to accumulate before it can produce enough passive income to fund your life forever? The amateur operates with a vague, emotionally driven, and often inaccurate dream number. The architect of wealth does not deal in dreams. They deal in data. You will calculate your freedom number with the precision of an engineer using a simple, powerful, and historically validated rule of thumb, the 4% rule. The 4% rule blueprint revisited the concept. The 4% rule states that you can safely withdraw 4% of your total investment portfolio's value in your first year of retirement, and then adjust that amount for inflation each subsequent year, with an extremely high probability of your money lasting for the rest of your life. The rationale. This provides a conservative, safe withdrawal rate that allows you to live off your investment returns while preserving your principal. The freedom number. Calculation. The 4% rule gives us a simple formula to reverse engineer our target. Step 1. Calculate your annual cost of freedom. You will first determine your expected annual living expenses in retirement. Example, let's assume your optimized annual spending is $60,000 per year. Step 2. The multiply by 25 mandate. You will now take your required annual expenses and multiply that number by 25. $60,000 per year times 25 equals $1,500,000. The result, your freedom number is $1.5 million. This is the target. This is the ultimate act of financial clarity. You have just transformed the vague, lifelong dream of retirement into a simple, concrete, and achievable engineering target. Case File 15. The Freedom Fund Portfolio Project. Architecting a real, long-term investment plan. This is your final capstone project for this entire roadmap. You have now mastered all the individual components of the financial freedom machine. It is now time to assemble all of these pieces into a single, cohesive, and actionable document. This is your personal investment policy statement, IPS. That an IPS is a formal, written document that is the architectural blueprint for your entire financial life. It is the Constitution for Me Incorporated. It is the document you will turn to in a moment of market panic to remind yourself of the rational, long-term plan you created when you were in a calm, architectural state of mind. The investment policy statement blueprint. You will create a simple 1- or 2-page document. It will have the following sections: the mission statement, content, a brief summary of your architect's mindset, and your ultimate financial goal. Example, the mission of this portfolio is to achieve a state of complete financial independence by the age of 45. I'm a long-term, passive business owner, not a short-term speculator. The target asset allocation. Content. You will clearly and simply state the target allocation for your 3-fund portfolio. The investment waterfall protocol. Content. You will document your exact hierarchical plan for where your investment dollars will go. The maintenance protocol. Content. You will define your simple, long-term maintenance plan. Example, this portfolio will be reviewed once per year on January 1st for the sole purpose of rebalancing. The panic protocol, the Mr. Market mandate. Content. This is the most important section. This is the emergency procedure you will read during a market crash. Example, in the event of a significant market downturn, I will take no action. I will not sell. I will not stop my automatic investments. I will trust the system I have built. This simple, powerful document is the final, tangible output of your entire journey. It is the complete architectural blueprint for your financial freedom. You will print it, sign it, and put in a safe place. It is your contract with your future self. Conclusion. You're the architect of your own economy. You began this roadmap with a myth. The myth of the paycheck, the belief that your life was destined to be a 40-year linear trade of your time for money. That myth has now been completely and systematically demolished. You have replaced it with an engineered reality. You now know that financial freedom is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of architecture. You are not a spender, hoping for leftovers. You are a capital allocator, the CEO of your own personal economy. You have deconstructed the unbreakable laws of wealth creation. You have filled your toolkit with a complete system for playing both a powerful offense and a disciplined defense. You have architected a simple, powerful, and automated investment engine. Most importantly, you have moved beyond theory. You have a clear, data-driven blueprint for defining your freedom number, and you have created your own investment policy statement. You do not just have a dream. You have a system. The path from here is one of patient, disciplined execution. You're no longer a passive passenger in a financial world designed by others. You are the architect of your own economy. You possess the blueprint for a machine that will, with mathematical certainty, buy back your time and give you the ultimate reward, a life lived on your own terms. You are the architect of your own freedom. Now go build. You have been listening to From Zero to Financially Free, the self-taught pro's roadmap to mastering your money, building a passive income machine, and escaping the rat race forever. Written by Gardinski. Narrated by Microsoft Azure. Production copyright 2025 by Gardinski. Did this roadmap help you? Your journey is just beginning, but your feedback is crucial. If this book provided you with real-world value, the single best way to support this mission is to leave an honest review on Amazon. More by Ron Gardinski. Your roadmap continues. You can now master the roadmap to escaping the rat race. The next step is to apply that power to build your wealth engine. Book recommendations include From Zero to Investor and From Zero to Profitable.